Today's episode is about a topic of mine that is very dear to my heart. And I say it's dear to my heart because this was me. Like this person I'm talking about, I was this person. Every year, obviously, as some of you probably know, I'm Muslim. I know I might not look like your typical Muslim. I have tattoos, I have I don't know. People just tell me I don't look like. When I tell people I'm Muslim, they're very shocked. Which is fine. There's no look. There's no like, oh, Muslims are meant to look this way. There's no, as even though as popular belief might have you think there is no dress code to Islam. Anyway, that's another topic for another day. But anyway, today I want to talk about something really important. So today I want to talk about Ramadan Muslims. I think people sometimes give Ramadan Muslims a negative there's negative connotations attached with the title, oh, are you a Ramadan Muslim, or those people are Ramadan Muslims. Now, for people that don't understand what a Ramadan Muslim is, a Ramadan Muslim is someone who, let's say throughout the year, they're beating girls, they're like, okay, when I say beating, I mean I mean having sex with. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's just get, but maybe they are beating girls, who knows? No, but anyway, no, when I say, what I mean is maybe they're sleeping with women, maybe they're sleeping with men, maybe they're going to the club, just sinning, just normal sins that people do. Not to say that these things are normal and we should be doing, we should strive for better. But again, in the West, like in the Muslims today, there are a lot of sins that we fall into, whether they're big, small. It's not up to us to kind of gauge the level of sin, like, oh, well, this sin gets you 10 sin points and this one gets you 20. Like, no, a sin is a sin and you should try and stop it. However, so Ramadan Muslims are those people that maybe throughout the year they're not the best with their prayers, or they're not their best with the worship or whatever, and in Ramadan they take the time to try and better themselves. You'll see maybe the girl that doesn't wear hijab, and I'm not talking about the scarf on her head, I'm talking about the characteristics behind what a hijab truly means. Maybe she tries to put on the hijab for the first time. Maybe the guy that's selling drugs in the trap house all day, maybe he's like, okay, cool, I'm going to stop selling drugs for Ramadan. I know a lot of my friends, they're like, okay, cool, like before, like even though I don't agree with this, but like 40 days before Ramadan, they'll be like, okay, yeah, I'll stop drinking Hennessy, I'll stop smoking weed, I'll stop doing this. And they make an effort in Ramadan. This is what I see Ramadan Muslims as, people that are making an effort. And the thing is, I just want to tell people to not underestimate the power of Ramadan. I used to be that person. I used to be sinning with the best of them, and to be honest, I still am. I'm just a lot better than what I used to be, but I'm still a sinner nevertheless, and a bad sinner at that. Either way. There's a lot of things a lot of vices that I still have, and I feel like it's like from my old life as well. Like, you know, when you're doing something for so many years, for so long, I think sometimes Muslims think like whenever you take Islam seriously, or whenever you try to go down this path, it's like, all right, okay, cool, so you've taken your shahada yesterday, by tomorrow I want everything stopped. Like, they think that's the way it works, when it's not how it works. That's not how the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught this deen either. Sorry, yes, I digress. So we was talking about Ramadan Muslims and how I was one of these people. Again, I was sinning, I was doing all these things. And to be honest, before Ramadan, so this is the brief story of how I kind of came back to the deen, because it was a Ramadan that gave it to me as well. It wasn't like, oh, just one day I decided. Like, no, if anyone knows my story, I was severely depressed. I tried to take my own life. When I say tried to take it, I was going to take it. It's a bit different to like actually doing the attempt. So attempted suicide, whatever. But yeah, and then I realized, shit, maybe I'm making some wrong decisions in my life. So he was like, this knife to my throat, I haven't made the best decisions. Allah, can you offer some guidance? But literally, that was it. That was the that was the situation I was in, and yeah, and I remember it was about maybe six Ramadans ago now. I can't remember how old I was, but it was about 6 Ramadans ago. Yeah, I remember I got to that point and I realized in one of my darkest moments of my life, I was like, all right, okay, cool. We need to change some things. This my way of living clearly isn't working. We'll make an episode about that one day. But yeah, anyway, and then funnily enough, that happened about 3 days before Ramadan. Maybe a week before Ramadan. It was close to Ramadan, I remember that. Maybe even maybe a few days. But what it was my attempt. I was this person. You name any sin, I was doing it. Haram money. Okay, I won't expose all the sins, but anything you name, anything you think I was doing, I was probably doing. Not the mad shit though. Not like anyway. Anyway, but yeah. So here's me. I've literally just all that I have is I've made the intention this Ramadan. I was just like, Allah, you see the situation I'm in. I said, this is the Ramadan. I want to come back. I want to stop. I want to come back now. I've seen enough of this world. I've got enough of its pleasures, and I realize the answer's not in the dunya. So I said, Allah, this Ramadan, I want to come back. And that was the only intention I had. I didn't have any intentions of I'm going to pray these 5 prayers, I'm going to do all this, I'm going to do all that, I'm going to do it. I didn't have any of that. I literally just said, Allah, I'm coming back. That was literally like almost like a tweet. Like, you know, when LeBron came, no man. We're like literally like, Allah, I'm coming back. I'm done basically. And that's all I went in with. And I can say from that moment, my life has been a constant progression within Islam. Now, again, you might see me now and be like, well, you don't look like you're far along that journey. You still, again, like I said, I'm still sinning, still doing a lot of bad things. But the person I was, and sometimes I look back at it and I think back at it and I think I'm like, wow, like, at least I'm not that person anymore, or who that person was about to become. Because, you know, sometimes you do things and it's very hard for you to come back after you do certain things. But alhamdulillah, Allah softened my heart and allowed me to come back to him. And he doesn't do that for everyone. Some people die in a certain type of lifestyle that they live in. Some people go to prison for like a super long time. 10 years, 20-year births, like, so yeah, alhamdulillah, like, I missed all of that. And again, alhamdulillah, we should really say alhamdulillah for that, man. Could be doing this I wouldn't be able to do the podcast in this cell, would I? But either way, I'm saying it into thing that Ramadan Muslims, don't underestimate, if you are a Ramadan Muslim, if this Ramadan is one of you, that the one for you to be like, yo, I just want to come back to Allah, I want to change my ways, I want to do that. Or even if it's just the facade that you put on, because let's be honest, there are maybe some that do put on the facade they want to do, like, you know what, it's just the thing to do, everyone's fasting, so okay, let me fast, I don't want to look like, so maybe it is the thing to do. But the thing is, even in that, even in your insincerity, what's the word? I think it's insincerity, insincere. I don't even, that's all of that sounds wrong. Either way, I don't know which one it is. But when you're not sincere, or even within that disingenuous intentions, Allah can still guide you through those negative intentions. Like, never think a wrong intention can't lead you to the right place. And I'll explain why. I had a sheikh once. He's still like a sheikh in there. I have a lot of sheikhs, but like, he's one of the sheikhs. And I remember he told me a story once. He said, "Do you know what made me come back to religion and become a sheikh and learn about Islam and stuff?" And I was like, "Oh, what?" And he said, one day, on Fridays they used to have a khutbah, or like it weren't for Jummah though. It was like a class after. And he said the only reason he went, I'm not going to say his name, he said the only reason he went was because they served food. And to be honest, I'm like, yeah, I hear it. I'd probably do that as well. And he's like, the only reason he attended those knowledge sessions was because there was food. That was his intention. I'm not going to get knowledge. I'm not going to get any... Bro, the food slaps and I want to go there to get the food. So that was his intention. And he said he'd do that for however many months. And he said on one of them, food was there, slaps obviously, but the talk that followed after it, he said the talk that happened, he said it just changed his life forever. And it took him on this journey of Islam, of like learning about Islam and discovering it. But think about where it started. Now he's like bro, he's he's an imam, he teaches, he charities. It's ridiculous. Like, again, a proper, and like in my eyes, like a true friend of Allah. Like, I see the people that I feel like you can see it sometimes. You can see barakah on people, and I said you can see blessings in people. And this man is a blessed man, and I can tell. And I'm saying, but look where it started from. It started from a guy that was just like, yo, I just want to eat. You know what I mean? The food was good, and that's what I'm going for. So even in sometimes your disingenuous intentions, Allah can still guide you. Allah guided me, funnily enough, Allah guided me through depression and suicide and through all of the sins I was doing. Because if I wasn't doing those sins, I wouldn't have came back, because the sins put me in one of the worst positions of my life, where, again, depression, suicide. And it was only because I was at rock bottom, I was literally like, well, I've done all the things that this world has to offer. I realized that the answer's not in here. So the only option now is to turn back to Allah. And sometimes I was talking to someone today. Sometimes she said, I was talking to this girl, and she said, she goes, I feel alone. And I was like, oh, what do you mean? She's like, I just feel like alone with my thoughts. I feel alone on this path to Allah. I feel like it's just me. And I said, sometimes Allah removes everything in your life to show you that He's the only one that's there for you. He'll take away loved ones. He'll take away your relationships. He'll take away your friendships. He'll take away everything in this world that you have put your false sense of love into that isn't Allah. Allah will remove it from you to force you to be alone, so then you have no choice but to realize it's only Him that was ever there for you. And that may seem like a bully tactic, but it's not. It's for your best intentions. And I say that because Allah has done that to me multiple times. Whenever I turn towards this dunya, whenever I turn my back on Allah, the world turns its back on me. And whenever I turn to Allah, the world turns to me. That's why I have that famous saying, having Allah in your hands. No, sorry, having Allah in your heart and the dunya in your hands. Because that means, again, you can have the dunya in your hands, but it means you don't care about it. Okay, I can lose it. When something's in your heart, that's when it's like if it leaves, you're devastated. If it comes back, like something that's in your heart, your happiness relies on that thing. And a lot of people, myself included, so I'm not taking myself out of this, we place the dunya in our heart, and that dunya can look like many different things. It can look like lovers, i.e. like boyfriend, girlfriends, husband's wife. It can look like that. It can look like certain careers. You love your career. It can look like money. It can look like, but the biggest one it can look like is the self. Some of us have made ourselves gods, and we worship ourselves. And funnily enough, I don't want to go on too much of a tangent, but I remember a story that says, you remember this story when, I can't remember what prophet, literally my mind always goes blank when I tell this story. There was a prophet who smashed the idols that were in the Kaaba. And obviously that was a sign to destroying all the false idols that we've built, because we only worship Allah. But then I had a sheikh once, and he told me, he said, yeah, but the Kaaba represents the house of Allah. And I said, yeah. And he said, but the true house of Allah is the heart. And then Allah, I can't remember if Allah says it in a hadith or Quran, I can't remember, when it says the sky or the heavens can't contain me, only the heart of a believer can contain me. Do you know what I mean? The heart of a believer can contain Allah. Even just if you think about that statement, it's just a mad statement. And it said, the skies of the heavens can't contain me, only the heart of a believer can contain me. So that's the true home of Allah. And that's what the Kaaba, you can say, represents. But obviously then it goes, okay, so what does it mean when it was destroying the idols in the Kaaba? It means we have to also destroy the idols that we've built in our own hearts, i.e. this dunya. whether it be the self, whether it be money, whether it be women, whether it be drugs, whether it be anything that you do not prescribe to be Allah. All those things, if you build those idols in your heart, you're literally just setting yourself up for failure. Okay. Oh, see, look, I was ready for the camera to die this time. So, boom. And we're back. See, look. See, this is the thing. Remember last episode when this camera thing messed me up really bad? But no, boom, I was prepared for it this time. Sometimes you got to fail to carry on. Anyway. But yeah, no, anyway. So my going back to my original point, I can't really remember why I said all that, but the camera just distracted me. I can say, yeah, Allah can guide you using anything. You could sit under a tree one day and it just hits you. You just go, wow, Allah is. Yeah, literally Allah is. And again, it can come from anywhere. So yeah, so this I think this message I wanted to put out was not for the people that call people Ramadan Muslims, because to be honest, I don't give a shit about those people because they're just dickheads and need to move anyway. But anyway, anyone that think about it, anyone that gets onto someone because they are trying to better their lives, wallahi, I swear, avoid those people at all costs. Don't listen to any of their advice. I'm not joking actually at all. But any people that would make fun of someone for trying or talk down on someone for trying, wallahi. Okay, I was about to say, see, look, I'm trying to be. I'm trying not to swear as much. Anyway, that's that point. This video is mainly for the Muslims that are trying to better themselves this Ramadan, just like I'm going to try and better myself this Ramadan. Also, I'm going to try and put a project together. Well, I am going to do it, inshallah. It's called the Ramadan Reflections. Now, although this channel isn't an Islamic dawah channel, at the end of the day, I am Muslim. So this channel is a channel about, or podcast, whatever, is a channel and podcast about my thoughts, my philosophies, what I'm going through in life, what I've learned, who I am, who I'm not, all of these things. And it's kind of like just just learning how to navigate this thing we call life together. And it's like maybe build a small community. I know we've already kind of got one going. I see it in the comments of the Instagrams, the TikToks. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. But yeah, I see it on the thing. But I see that I want a community where it's like, and again, it's not a community of Muslims. It's not a community of, again, these certain type. Bro, it's a community for everyone. Anyone that's trying to better themselves. Do you know what I mean? No judgment, none of this shit. Because this is not how we're gonna progress as a ummah. And when I mean a ummah, I also mean like non-Muslims as well. I have a lot of non-Muslim friends and they're very good people. So again, but like I said, so this isn't going to be a dawah channel. I don't want anyone to take their deen from me. Don't do that. But look, Jesus Christ, don't do that at all. But yeah, don't take your deen from me. Don't don't look to me as like a role model either. This is literally just me sharing my thoughts and my beliefs. And again, maybe you resonate with some, maybe you don't. Maybe I've said something and maybe it will be like, okay, cool. Maybe you take it back to your sheikh and you're like, okay, cool. Well, this guy said this. And the sheikh might be like, well, don't listen to him because he's twat. And you know what? You might be right. Do you know what I mean? But it's a thing of, that's what this channel is. Again, so that being said, even though this channel isn't a dawah channel, it's not going to be an Islamic podcast, it's none of that, because that's not who I am. And when I mean that, I mean like I'm not this perfect Muslim that goes around reciting hadith every day. And like, no, I'm a sinner. I have a lot of bad things about me. I'm just a human being that's Muslim trying to do good. I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Sorry. But yeah, I got a lot of poetry coming out on this channel as well. A lot of poetry coming out on thing. Anyway, my last point. No points. Yeah, so it's going to be called Ramadan Reflections. I'm going to try and post every single day. I'm going to post snippets on my Instagram and snippets on my TikTok. But the full episodes will be on this every single day, inshallah, if I can do that. And I ask Allah to bless me with the ability to do that. I mean, but yeah, so I'm gonna be partnering with the charity. I'm not sure which charity yet, but I'm in the talks with a few charities to see which one I'm gonna go forward with this Ramadan. So again, you'll have a place to donate and all that and share and everything. And inshallah, again, this will be a really good Ramadan for all of us, yeah. And don't be, and also the last point, don't be the people in Ramadan that all they get from it is hunger. Don't be the people that all they get from Ramadan is hunger. Ramadan is wallahi, it's a beautiful month. There's so much barakah in it. You can change your life forever off one Ramadan. And then when you reach the next Ramadan, I hope we all do, then boom, you make another intention. You get better. Like for me, this Ramadan, I'm trying to go all out. Do you know what I mean? I'm going the last 10 days. I'm doing a mad. Oh wait, no, we're not going Mauritania anymore. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I think I'm going Senegal. Yeah, but either way, again, that's besides the point. But yeah, so again, this Ramadan, I'm really trying to double down on the things I want to continue as habits, etc. Blah blah blah. And I just think you should try and push yourself this Ramadan too. Don't be the people that all they get from Ramadan is hunger. Work on your relationship with Allah. Work on your connection with Allah. Like work on your knowledge of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like I feel like that's a really, what's the word I'm looking for? A forgotten practice that we need to do. We really need to connect with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he is how we get everything anyway. So maybe maybe buying a book about his life and going through that in Ramadan. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I have a very good feeling about this Ramadan. I have a really good feeling. Not just for me, Ramadan. Wallahi, even for you, the person watching this right now, I have a really good feeling about this Ramadan for you. And I'm not saying this because I don't. To be honest, I don't know why I'm saying this. But usually with these things, I'm not wrong. I'm very special like this. I'm God's favorite. I'm joking. But yeah, no, I really do think we're gonna have a good Ramadan this. So let's really double down and let's really try to make the most of it. And inshallah, I'll see you when Ramadan begins. That'll probably be the next one. The next episode will probably be the beginning of the Ramadan reflections. And I'll try and do it every day. I ask that you guys support me. And yeah, and hopefully I need to end this, 'cause I'm just waffling right now. But yeah, I haven't got a exit yet. You know, like a podcast, they've got like, oh yeah, well, it's just me. I'm like, all right, bye. But yeah, no. Either way, I'll see you when I see you. May Allah bless you. And yeah. That was a good episode.